People are feeling tense, they're outraged, they're wired, they're on edge, they're angry, they feel betrayed, exhausted, they're pulled towards all of this dramatic news, all of these shocking disclosures. It's like a train wreck. We want to look, but we don't want to look. It feels bad for us, but we're curious. People feel like they're weak if they want to have a look at this stuff, even though they know it's not good for them. I see it completely differently. What I see is a nervous system doing exactly what it is designed to do. Here's what a lot of people don't understand. Outrage is not just a feeling, it is a chemical state, okay? When you see something shocking, threatening, enraging, your body, as it is supposed to do, releases adrenaline. Adrenaline does a few things really well. It sharpens your focus. It helps you to zoom in on what that threat is. It creates urgency. It gives you energy. It makes you feel alive and alert, right? This is why outrage can feel really compelling, even addictive. It feels like a movement instead of feeling helpless. It feels like you're doing something. Adrenaline is meant for short-term bursts. It's not meant to be where you live every single day. It's not meant to be the state we just sit in all day long. This is something I see again and again in my work as a hypnotherapist. People get hooked on adrenaline. Let me explain. If you grew up in an environment with somebody chaotic, somebody unpredictable, somebody threatening, your nervous system spent a lot of time producing adrenaline. Your subconscious learned this person is unpredictable. I'm not safe. They could go off at any given moment, so I need to be ready for that. This is how your system adapts to a threatening person in your environment. Now, if this person is threatening in an ongoing way, that adrenaline is being released over and over and over. You get used to having high levels of adrenaline in your system. Your body gets used to your adrenaline levels being up here, and when they start to return to normal, it feels weird. It feels flat. Calm can seem strange or boring or even unsafe. Your body registers it as this isn't normal, when in fact, it is your body trying to return to normal. This is why some people chase stimulation. You grow up in an environment with a threatening or chaotic or unpredictable person. Because of that, your system is constantly releasing adrenaline so that you can be prepared for that potential threat. You get used to having that much adrenaline in your system, your body thinks it's normal, and so you gravitate towards situations, people that spike your adrenaline. You find yourself drawn towards risky behavior or constant drama or high conflict relationships or maybe crisis situations. And yes, outrage based content. I had a client a few years ago who grew up with severe chaos and threat in his environment. And when his life finally calmed down, he felt really restless. It felt boring to him. So he started skydiving and base jumping. He needed the adrenaline rush to feel normal. This is nervous system conditioning. And let me just mention, we are all being conditioned this way right now. We're getting used to a high level of adrenaline in our system because of all the bad news. This is not good for you. Let me just emphasize that. Okay. Now, outrage does give somebody something that's important. It gives people a sense of moral certainty and identity and a feeling of power and a sense that we're doing something. It gives you a feeling of purpose. It feels like caring. It feels like engagement. It feels like standing for something. And when the world feels out of control, outrage can feel better than numbness. But again, it's still a lot of adrenaline coursing through your system ongoingly. Not good. The reason we don't want a lot of adrenaline in our system is there are a lot of hidden costs. Adrenaline over time is really depleting, right? When your system is flooded with adrenaline, your thinking narrows, your creativity drops, your problem-solving ability shrinks, your body stays tense, you're preparing to fight or flee, so you're tense, your energy drains faster, and so you feel wired and yet exhausted at the same time. And this matters because the issues that most people care deeply about require clarity and discernment and energy and long-term thinking and emotional regulation. Outrage burns energy. It doesn't build capacity. It burns you out and wears you down. So this cycle is so easy to feed right now. Every time you watch something shocking or enraging, your subconscious thinks that's a threat. I need to protect you. And so it releases adrenaline. It's not a conspiracy. This is how your body is meant to work. This is biology. When a system benefits from people being reactive, divided, and exhausted, outrage becomes a very effective fuel. A dysregulated nervous system reacts instead of responds, consumes instead of creates, fights sideways against ourselves, all the division that's being created, instead of addressing the root causes. And all the while, all of this energy is being drained. This part is important. Regulating your nervous system doesn't mean that you don't care. It doesn't mean you have your head in the sand. It doesn't mean you're pretending that what's going on isn't going on. It means that you're not letting what's going on out there destroy your capacity in the process. You do not owe the world your constant adrenaline to prove that you care. For people who are used to a lot of adrenaline, high activation in their system, regulation might feel strange at first. Calm can feel empty or unproductive or boring or like something is missing. And again, that doesn't mean something is wrong. It means your system is learning a new baseline. And once that baseline shifts, something really important happens. You get used to the new baseline. Weird example, but humor me. I used to help people with hypnosis kick sugar a lot. That was kind of a trend for a little while, help me get off sugar. And what people would report was that when they got sugar out of their system, if they had it again, it felt like it was sickly sweet. I compare this to adrenaline. If you have so much sugar in your system, you're used to having so much sugar because you're a sugaraholic. Sugaraholic, is that a thing? And then you get those sugar levels down to where they're meant to be, a normal place. Your body initially will go, no, we need more sugar. We don't have enough sugar in the system. But if you persist and you cut back your levels, when you actually go to have sugar again, your body goes, too sweet. Same thing happens with adrenaline. You consume all of this scary news, you watch all of these enraging videos, and your body spikes adrenaline until you're up here. You're used to being in this highly charged adrenaline state. But then life starts going back to normal, your adrenaline levels drop, and your body goes, oh no, not enough adrenaline. We need more. Adrenaline is actually addictive. We get used to it and then we think we need more. And so we do things to acquire more, release more. So when I talk about regulation, manifestation, working with the subconscious, this is what I'm really pointing to: your capacity, how much available energy you have, your ability to stay present without being hijacked by everything that's going on in the world, your ability to think without being flooded by emotion, your ability to respond to what's going on instead of reacting. Real change does not come from constant adrenaline. It comes from regulated systems that can think clearly and take action over time. Whew. So if you've noticed yourself being pulled towards outrage, scrolling longer than you really wanted to, feeling wired and depleted, I just want to say there's nothing wrong with you. Your system learned something that once made sense, and now it can learn something new. You don't have to stop caring. You just have to stop letting yourself get burnt out in the process. That's the real work.